Hello, welcome back everybody. This is the first tutorial of the more advanced version of the iOS tutorial series, aka I don't know what the fuck I'm doing tutorial series. Just kidding. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. So, as I promised, this video will be about building a camera app where you can like access your camera and take photos. So let's start a brand new app. So single view, and let's call it toy camera. And the team is myself, and we'll use Swift. Okay, so we'll just put it alongside with the app we built before. And so now we can go to our fresh new storyboard here, and let's add a new view controller to put our camera there. So we first get a button so that we can go to our second view controller. So let's beautify the button a little more, give it a background color, and then connect this, show model, and then we also need a button here so that so that we can go back to our home view controller when we want to. So give it a background color, and give it a white text color. And now we have to add a subview to our second view controller. So the subview will be the window which we use to display the image captured by our camera. Let's make the height of it to be 400. Oh, goodness. So now, let's add the constraint. So, or then here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. And here also, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, nice. And also let me add a background color to this view controller here so that we can actually see this subview. And also, as usual, let's create a new class for the second view controller. So let's call it camera view controller, and it's in Swift. Okay, and as usual, connect this second view controller to our camera view and open our assistant editor, so that we can connect this subview here. So this is camera view, and then this is yes, cancel button tapped, and remember to change this to action. Alright, so in this method we're just going to dismiss our current view controller. So true. Yep. Alright. Now we can just directly go to our camera view controller class, and we will first import the AVFoundation framework to access all of its fancy methods. And then we have to create 2 new property in our camera view controller class. So the first one have to be a capture session, which basically processes all the inputs from our camera. So this session have to be a AV capture session. Alright. And the second thing we need is a preview layer. So this layer will basically display the images captured by the camera to our screen. So this is the scene which allows you to preview the image your camera will catch. So, okay. Preview layer, that's all we need right now. So now we have to configure these 2 properties in our review to load method. So first we are going to initialize our session. So capture session, and then we will set its session preset to be AV capture session dot preset dot photo. Yeah, after setting this, we will be able to all the configurations of this session will be optimized for capturing photos. So let's call begin configuration here. So actually, alright. So now we actually need a device to do the captionings. So the device will be type AV capture device, and we will just use our default back camera today, but if you want you can change this to your front camera, whatever. So the media type will be video. Because we want our camera to be capturing a stream of images. Alright, so now we will actually start to get the input from our device. So let's use AV device, AV capture device input, and this method requires an device argument, and also it throws an error. So let's put a try here. Oops. Alright, so after we get the input, we will add this input to our session. So if session.can add input, then we will add the input. So input, right. So after giving input to our session, we needed to like spit out some output, right? So let's create a placeholder for the output image. So the output will be AV capture video data output, and let's configure some properties of our output object. So we set the video settings, and this is like basically a dictionary. So we're going to set the pixel pixel buffer pixel format. So we're going to configure this key here, and the value will be pixel. We have to cast this as a number. So let's initialize a number. So it will be pixel, and then I think it's BGR. Oh yeah. So KCM, CM is core media. Pixel format 32. So this is like 32-bit BGRA 4-channel pixel format. Okay. So the next thing is we'll set the always discard late video frames to be true, so that the speed of our app will be improved a little bit. Alright, so after we configure our output, we will add this output to our session. So add output. Alright, and yeah, add output. Okay. So we now have basically finished all the settings for our session. Let's commit it. Commit configuration. So the last thing we will do today is actually set the session, the content processed by our session to our preview. So to our preview layer, let's initialize it equal to AV preview something, I think. Okay. And then I think, yeah, it takes in a session, so we will just pass our session in it. And then we're also going to configure it a little bit. So we will set the resize option of our preview layer. So basically how we want to display, how we want to fit the image into our preview layer. So let's see. I think something like search gravity. So AV layer video gravity, and we have several options here. So the default is resize aspect here, but now I think, today I'm gonna use resize aspect fill. So this option will like fill the image, fill our layer with the image, but it won't like distort the height and width ratio of that image. So like some portion of the photo will be like outside of the bound, but it still makes sense from our point of view. So yeah, that's basically it. Let's see. Okay, so now let's just, oh yeah, and also we'll have to configure the, what's that called? The frame, I think. Yeah. So basically the size of this preview layer, so we'll set it to equal to the size of our camera view. So okay, and now we can add our preview layer to our camera view. So let's do camera view dot layer dot add a sublayer. Okay, and alright. So after adding this, we will, yeah. So let's see. Dot layer dot oh, wait, no, not here. So after adding this preview layer, now we can just run our session, I think. So session dot start running. Okay, we'll have to unwrap this and also unwrap this one. Okay, let's try to run it. So this app will be run on my phone because we're using the camera. Oh, actually one thing I forgot, because we're accessing the camera, we have to add a row here. Whatever. So this is something like, oops, sorry. Oh, something like privacy, camera usage description. Yeah, so this is just, oops, sorry. Actually, this message will be displayed to the user when you ask them permission to use their camera. Otherwise, without this notification, you won't actually be able to access people's camera, honestly. So, okay, and it's building. And well, hopefully it will work. Yeah, so the code today is kind of long and a little bit complicated. So, why didn't like detect my phone is already unlocked? Copy. Yeah, it's slow probably because it's like almost out of battery now. Hopefully it can work before my Mac runs out of battery. Why you just didn't recognize that? Or actually, let me just show you the result in the next video. I'm gonna like fix this, whatever it is. Alright, so see you in the next video.